Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as Chair of the Board, I welcome you to this September 19th, 2023 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Our office coordinator, Aaron Smith, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Aaron.
Thanks, Chair Fuller. There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you're joining us in person or virtually. If you're here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you're joining us virtually, we will ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda. If you're joining us virtually and are experiencing technical issues with audio or video during the meeting, submit a comment in the chat feature and our communications manager will help you troubleshoot. The audio and video of this meeting is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be posted to wcroads.org in the next few days. And there are printed copies of today's meeting agenda on the table near the front door, and it is also posted on our website. And now I'll turn it over to Chair Fuller.
Thank you. And I now call this September 19th, 2023 regular meeting to order and ask Aaron to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Vice Chair Rod Green.
Present.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas is absent today. Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Present.
And Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Present.
The following directors are also in attendance: Managing Director Cheryl Siddle, Director of Engineering Matt Washtenaw, Director of Operations Adam Lape, and Director of Finance and IT Dan Ackerman.
Thank you, Aaron. If you would please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Make that motion.
Support. Any additions, deletions? Seeing none, Aaron, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
And Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the agenda is approved as presented. Next item is acceptance of minutes. We have two sets of minutes. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of September 5th, 2023, appearing on pages 3 through 28 of the packet?
So move. I'm sorry. I support.
Any discussion, changes, corrections? Seeing none, Aaron, please.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
And Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the board meeting minutes of September 5th, 2023 are accepted as presented. May I now have a motion to accept the closed session minutes of September 5th, 2023 as presented? The minutes should have been distributed. Thank you. The minutes were distributed at our seats here this afternoon. May I have a motion, please?
I so move.
Support. Any changes, corrections? Aaron, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. The closed session minutes of September 5th, 2023 are accepted as presented. Next item on the agenda is public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board. Aaron will explain how people may be recognized to offer public comment.
Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtually. For virtual attendees, we have provided some instructions on the screen on how to participate and make public comment. If you're attending this meeting virtually and would like to make public comment, please raise your hand now. If you dialed into the meeting from your phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. Our communications manager will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time and will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it is your turn to speak. Please share your name and address before beginning your comments. And then we'll go with our in-person after, but it looks like we do have our hand raised for public comment.
I would prefer to start with the people who made the effort to be here in person.
Okay.
So if we can start there, please.
Yep. And then for our in-person attendees, we will start those who signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you didn't sign in, you're still welcome to make comment. Our communications manager will notify you when it is your turn.
Okay, the first comment we'll have is Alton. can you say your name? Come to the podium and say your name, give your address, and then you can make public comment.
I'm sorry, your last name, sir?
Alton, A-G, I-S,
Thank you.
I own a home, Jeff Street, this land. On the 24th. We had a terrible rainstorm. I ended up about 15 inches. I got pictures with it. Stayed in my house about 3 days. I lost everything in my. Same thing. That property we own. Second time that ever happened. On Nash Street, but I've never had a problem. Well, I got one. I've lost all my stuff. And I just received a letter from their insurance company saying that they wouldn't held responsible when we was told that the pumps had went out. So my concern is, what are they gonna do to fix it? Everybody's up in arms. We don't know what to do as residents out there. And we shouldn't have to live every time it rains, wondering if, you know, I'm gonna lose my stuff again. I got pictures, all my furniture floating. I just spent almost $4,000 on a brand new furnace that's in water. I lost my washer and dryer, hot water heater, everything again. And they said they're not responsible. We need to know if we got a drain problem, it need to be fixed. I got pictures of the drain standing there with nothing running out of it. And as I pump the water out of my house, it keeps coming back in, so it's no reason to pump. And it said, this species sat in my house for 3 days.
Excuse me, sir, who did you say sent you a letter?
This is from the utility, from Yucca. They sent some, this is from their,
I'm trying to identify who they is.
the water, Yucca. Ypsilanti Water Department.
Okay,
Ypsilanti Township.
okay, I'm sorry.
Their insurance
Try
company,
to keep up.
I'm sorry, their insurance company sent us a letter out. And, saying that our claim had been denied. They sent us a letter out saying they weren't responsible when we were told their pumps went out again, which happened 3 years ago. And they don't want to be responsible for this water damage. So we're up in arms of what to do. If it's a problem out there, the drainage system has to be changed, change it. It's right there on the corner. You know, it's not, I'm not responsible. They should be responsible, held responsible because the water wouldn't go in the drain. I don't know. So that's just a concern we have for the citizen out there. What do we do next? We can't, every time it rains, we gotta haul our stuff outside. You know, it's just not right.
Right, thank you for your comments, sir. Aaron?
Mary,
Oh, sorry.
Hi, my name is Mary Goshen Blakely.
one
I'm
second,
sorry, could you
ma'am.
come to the microphone,
Yeah,
please?
come to the microphone. Come to the
Because
mic-
we've got people who are tuned in and listening and they can't see you, so.
Okay. My name is Mary Goshen Blakely. It's Goshon hyphenated Blakely, Blakely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm at 1304 DeSoto Ave. And this is the second time my basement flooded in 3 years also. 3 years ago, it was nothing but raw sewage that came up and we lost everything in our basement. And immediately when it happened, Yucca sent Belfour out and they came, they cleaned, they put fans down, they helped us out totally. This time, it's nothing. And I have talked to the director at Yucca, and one of the supervisors actually came out the next day. I stopped him in his vehicle and I said, hey, what's going on? How are we going to get some help out here? And again, he said, the pumps failed. I'm sorry. Well, sorry can't keep doing it. And I've been in my house for 30 years and I did the research. Washtenaw County, none of our drains has been updated or the sewer has been updated since 1955 when that subdivision has been built. And this is the second time. Before, no problems whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're getting this package. People are losing everything in their basements. And yes, it is material stuff, but it's still our stuff that we worked hard for. And it's like we're getting put on the back burner. And then we got our denial letter also yesterday, but I did an appeal. I told my husband, no, you take that form back to Yucca, to their insurance company. We're doing an appeal. No one at that insurance company came out to inspect anything. They're just sitting in their office. That rep that they gave us, the insurance adjuster, she was so rude. And I was like, well, I'm just calling to get some information. She said, well, you're denied. And I'm like, how can I be denied when you came out to inspect nothing? Not our basements, not Yucca's drainage, any of their pumps or anything. And then he tried to quote the state of Michigan, MCL, da. I said, sir, I'm not interested in that. At this time, I'm interested in what you guys are going to do for us. This is unacceptable. And some people out there don't have insurance and they're losing everything. And then some people have insurance and their insurance is saying, no, we're not covering. You guys need to go after Yucca. So we're trying to do the protocol to come and do the right steps to say, okay, we went to Yucca. They're turning these claims into their insurance companies. They're denying us. And so the next step is call Ipsy Township, talk to someone in Brenda's office, and they're like, well, it's not our problem. We're trying to work with Washtenaw County Road Commission. You need to contact them. They need to update you guys' drains and your sewer lines. Or you can go buy a backflow preventer and get your own plumber that's going to cost $1,000 to $3,000. And here you have Wayne County that they had the same issue, but they have FEMA that's helping them. And it was on the website. FEMA's helping residents in Wayne County after they had their floods. And we have no one. And 30 years being in the house and it's happened twice in 3 years. So is it leadership? Where's the money? Where's our tax dollars? Why can't we get our system updated? I'm not understanding it.
I need
And no
to
one's
stop you
not
here.
giving us answers.
Thank you for your comments. Tiffany?
Fred Williams.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fred Williams. I live at 1444 Jeff Street. Boys of flooding, I know everyone keeps saying it's 3 years. It was happening in 2019. Here we are in 2023, the same incident has happened again. Prior to living at 1444 Jeff in 30 years, big rainfall, nothing ever happened. When they did the construction of bringing the utility lines or the water lines for the company where General Motors used to be, after that, 19, that's when floods start to happen. Because once you interrupt an infrastructure and not fix the other, but you update the newers, you're gonna have a backflow. So that night of the flooding, a Yucca young man came out, gave us our paperwork to fill into Yucca saying your losses that you took care of. He said the pumping station went down. We said, okay. They said, sign this, take it to the company, YCUA, turn it in, and you will hear from them. So we sit there for a couple of weeks, nothing being said. So we made a phone call to YCUA. They referred us to the Michigan Municipal League Insurance Company. And that's when the young lady on the phone stated, said, what's the problem? What do you need? And information. I said, the basement flooded. She said, well, it was a act of God, natural situation. I said, no, it's not a natural situation if your pumping station went down. If it's like your heart that's in your body, if your heart stopped pumping and not filtering right, the fluid in your body would build back up. That's the reason why you have fluid in your body. It's not working. So if the pumping station is not working, everyone know it, the water will do a backflow to your engine. We want answers. We want information. We don't want to keep coming to you to say, hey, tell us what's happening. Because right now, everyone remember Charlie Brown, right? The show, the comedy show. When they was in the classroom, you heard all the kids speaking. But when the teacher would speak, you didn't understand what she was saying. So all we get into is womp, 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 womp from Charlie Brown. So we also have Scooby-Doo, the comedy show. When you ask Scooby a question, Scooby say, I don't know. So right now, we're getting a lot of I don't knows, but we just need answers. We need it in print so we can document it from each step that we need to do so that we can take it to the representatives that we need to get this information out. They need to be adhered to the people in the community. As they say, we're paying taxes. We know it's an older community, maybe a lot of renters, you might have homeowners there too, but information needs to get out. That's all we asking for. And we need things to be done. Don't adhere and just sit there and say, oh, you take care of it. Because the main situation that people are asking, what did your insurance do for you? That is the question you shouldn't ask. It is what we should do for you, along with what your insurance can do. Like she stated, a lot of people may not have insurance, and they can't rely on that. It's the system that is being given to you, that's supposed to be taking care of you. That's what we want. So let the system work for the people in the community. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Williams.
Ann Burke, I will ask you to unmute.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Burke. I live in Ann Arbor Township on Warren Road, 2891 Warren Road. I'm offering public comment in support of the Natural Beauty Road designation of Warren Road, as I think this is a wonderful opportunity for Washtenaw County to extend the already established Natural Beauty Road designation on Warren Road, east of Dixboro Road, and make future connections to other designations, some of which are in Superior Township. My family and I moved to our home on Warren Road primarily because of its natural beauty and the quiet respite the road offers just miles away from the city limits. Along with other community members, we regularly use the road for walking, running, and biking. We know the natural and unique features on the rural dirt road attract residents and county citizens as well to use the road for recreation, even horseback riding. For example, over 50 sisters reside at the Dominican Sisters of Mary Mother House and access Warren Road for physical recreation. Additionally, cyclists across Southeast Michigan use the road as a portion of their route. Every year, for example, Sick Transit, a bike shop in Ann Arbor, hosts a biking event that sees approximately 100 cyclists use the road as part of their event route in the spring and fall. And I believe the fall event is coming up here shortly in the next few weekends. Further, running groups and teams, including the Father Gabriel Richard cross country team, Ann Arbor PR running group, and the University of Michigan track and field teams, to name a few, all access the noted section of Warren Road for training and recreation, no doubt because of its natural beauty. Borders of the noted section of Warren Road consist of native trees and vegetation, open areas with scenic and natural vistas, wetlands, as well as herds and flocks of wildlife. The rural gravel road is also home to protected land, preserved farmland, and is sandwiched by Washtenaw County natural preserves, including the Dominican Meadows and the Raymond F. Goodrich Preserve. I believe this proposed designation meets the Road Commission's criteria for granting Natural Beauty Road designation because it does not consist in development. It is classified as a local road. It primarily serves adjacent property owners and sees low motorized traffic. Ultimately, I know that Washtenaw County cares deeply about natural preservation throughout the area. It's why people live and play here. And designating Warren Road as a natural beauty road is a great opportunity to add to those efforts. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Burke.
Diane, I will ask you to unmute.
All right, hello, Diane O'Connell, 2860 Chaseway. I'm also in Ann Arbor Township. I would like to speak to designating Warren Road as a natural beauty road. I'd like to second so much of what Ann has said. That was a lot of those were in my statement too. But we'd like to express the support for designating the approximately 2.4 miles of Warren Road as a natural beauty road. It does represent a continuous road as we go east of Dixboro with the Natural Beauty Road in Superior. The road has outstanding natural beauty segments and native vegetation, trees, shrubs, grassland, ferns, and as was stated a little earlier, it's very much used and enjoyed by pedestrians, cyclists, and runners. The road provides accessibility to protected areas, also nearby parks and natural preserves. And in summary, I believe that Warren Road meets the criteria that have been set forth by the Washtenaw County Road Commission for natural beauty designation. So thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor O'Connell.
Ben V, I will ask you to unmute.
Good afternoon, Commission. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Should I wait till the timer goes back to 3?
Yes, hold on one second. Wait, 3.
I'm sorry, I'm
Go
having
ahead.
trouble hearing
Oh.
Mr. V.
You're having trouble hearing him?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right. Good afternoon, Commission. My name is Ben Van Gessel, and I'm also speaking from Ann Arbor Township. I'm also speaking today to express support for the Warren Road Natural Beauty Road designation. And I just really want to commend both the township's leadership on this issue, as well as the really thoughtful citizen application put forth for this purpose. Warren is a great candidate for the designation, and as an area cyclist, I think it serves as a really vital and highly popular east-west linkage. And it could also be seen as a bit of an extension of the border-to-border trail further to the west. Every single weekend, I see dozens, if not hundreds, of cyclists and pedestrians using the road for various purposes, many of which were already listed by the previous speakers. But I just really want to instill within you that this is one of those pieces of treasure that's in the township that's really worth preserving. It's got really great character. The surrounding land use is very consistent with a lot of the other natural protected areas within the township. The various farmland properties that are protected as well serve as great abutments to the property, giving it a great vistas as well as a habitat for abundant wildlife. And I just really think it's important that the commission consider it as a great and even exemplary candidate for this designation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. V. Tiffany, I don't think the speakers over us are on.
Okay, one second.
Is it just me?
No, it's me too.
Okay.
Having trouble hearing.
We're probably blasting you people right out of the,
I could hear
Room,
them, but I
but
couldn't hear. the
these
ones.
are not working.
Okay, I did that. And then audience speakers. I moved those two. So can you hear now?
We'll see. Go
Okay.
ahead on, is Ms. Stiles next?
Okay. My next person would be Cynthia.
Hi, this is Eric Kaljan, Kaldjian. I am married to Cynthia Stiles. I'm speaking on behalf of Cynthia and myself. We live on Warren Road in Ann Arbor Township. Actually, one moment. First off, I forgot. I'd like to express solidarity with the speakers who have suffered flood damage and have not received answers to their legitimate concerns. What I'm about to talk about has to do with beauty and wonderful things, and they are struggling. I'm sorry to hear that. We live on Warren between Earhart and Nixon, and we moved to the township because of a vision to restore land via organic farming. The township has, it as part of its master plan, it has, hold on one moment. I'm not at 125, am I? I think, was it not reset the clock again?
I'll reset that for you.
Okay. The township has, as part of its master plan, goals of maintaining its rural character, protecting and preserving natural features, and protecting the natural conditions of watersheds. We have 1,700 feet of frontage on Warren Road on the north and 1,800 feet on the south. During along this part of the road, there is a beautiful archway of trees, walnut, sugar maple, hickory, oak. There are wetlands at either side. There's a tributary to Fleming Creek, which crosses Warren not once, but twice. We have placed 160 acres into conservation. Some of this was with county participation as well. Regarding natural and scenic beauty, we have seen nesting pairs of trumpeter swans, many different types of migrating waterfowl, including wood ducks, teal, grebes, herons, both blue and green, and egrets, even a bald eagle now and then. One of our workers on the farm is a bird watcher, and he has recorded more than 150 species. So clearly this is an area of great natural richness. There are deer in farm fields. There are snapping turtles on the roads. It's a place of tranquility and of great natural beauty. And as was mentioned, it's remarkable, this borders right next to the city of Ann Arbor. So as owners of between a fourth and a third of the frontage of Warren, we support its designation as a natural beauty road. It makes so much sense. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kelvin.
Thank you. Carla, I will unmute you. Go ahead, Carla.
She's still muted. There we go.
Oh.
Oh,
Sorry.
Is that better? Am
There
I
you
unmuted now?
You're fine. Go ahead,
Okay.
ma'am.
I live at 1311 Jeff Street. And so I'd like to thank the previous speaker for his condolences for the losses that we have suffered on the West Willow side of town. And so much of like everything that's already been mentioned by my neighbors, I actually purchased my home in June of 19. And prior to me actually being able to close, there was the sewage backup. And so the home had to be about 2 feet had to be cut out of the drywall and everything else surrounding it so that they could clean it and do mold remediation and everything else. So that had to be done before I was able to move into my home. Once I had been here for some time, Yucca, YCUA, sent out a letter saying that they took care of the issue prior, but if there were any other situations that was to happen, that would no longer be their responsibility. Now, me coming into this situation, if it's their sewer backup, their sewer problem, how is it that they can absolve themselves from any future?
oh, she just got muted again. No, where'd she go?
No.
She got muted again.
Uh-oh, can you hear
Carla?
me now?
Go ahead. Yes, we hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So now moving back to a few weeks back, there was an excessive amount of rain that came down, and as was already mentioned, you try to pump it out, but the floods kept coming, and I called YCUA, and they said, "Oh, well, the water is still rising because there are still surges that is going on." Clearly, that's their issue, but why they put it on the homeowners as our responsibility to correct their issue or our damages is really unfair for our insurance premiums to increase because of filing the claim, and then the thought that this could happen again in a few more years is really unfair to all the taxpayers in this area. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carla.
That concludes public comment.
All right. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is written communications appearing on pages 29 and 30 of the packet. Commissioners, was there anything you wanted to point out? Seeing no hands raised, we will move on to commissioner comment and staff follow-up to public comment. Commissioners, do you have anything you'd like to say in response to what we've heard today from the public? Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, I also was at a meeting last night with the residents from the area, West Willow, and I heard about what was going on. So today I did reach out to the Washtenaw County Water Resource Commission, and I have sent an email to them and copied Township Board and also the Road Commission. So I did reach out to them, and I too am sorry about all what happened with Yucca. I have received a response from Brenda Stumble already. And she is willing for all of us to work together and try and resolve this. So I do want to thank everyone that talked today. The residents from West Willow, thank you for coming in and speaking about your issues. And I want to thank the people from Warren Road coming in and talking about the beautification of Warren Road. I do know that road very well, and it is a beautiful road. So thank you very much.
Mr. Smurs?
I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything you're dealing with. I've dealt with floods myself, so I understand your stress. That's all I have.
Commissioner Green?
Yes. I'd like to thank other residents that called in and came in and talked about your issue. My question has to do with the flooding. Is that the jurisdiction of the Drain Commission, or would you know, Managing Director?
Yeah, this is frankly the first that the Road Commission is hearing about this. So we have a lot of information to still gather with respect to the other entities. So I really am not in a position to answer that question right now.
I understand.
But we certainly will do some information gathering and get back with you to let you know what we can or cannot do from the Road Commission's perspective.
Thank you for coming in, and we hope that we can address your situation. Thank you.
Hang on. I don't write very quickly. I'd like to thank you for hauling yourselves all the way over here to bring your concern to our attention. As our managing director indicated, this is not something that we were aware of, and we have some investigating to do to see where the source of the problem lies. Is it anything within our responsibility or jurisdiction or ability to be helpful? I'm hoping that you've all left your contact information with us so we can get back to you, or if you've identified a person you want us to communicate with in the future, that's fine too. But we need to know how to reach you. Otherwise, you come here today, you talk to us, you go away, and we have no idea how to reach you again. Some people have 3 phone numbers and we don't know which one to use. And so if you can be helpful to us so we can provide some information back to you, not making any promises, but we will do our best to try and get to the bottom of what we could do or would be responsible for. Not trying to brush you off. We don't know. This is new information to us. Further comments, commissioners? No? And thank you to the residents of Warren Road who have taken the time to check in with us today. My suspicion is you were also part of the public hearings on this very question. There's nothing further in terms of follow-up to public comment. We will move on. Just again, please make sure we know how to get back to you. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, items 1 through 4, pages 31 through 33?
I so move.
Second.
Any items you have questions about or want to draw attention to? Seeing none, Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Jess Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
and Commissioner Burt Buller.
Yes, the consent agenda is approved as presented, items 1 through 4. We have one action item to consider today. May I have a motion to approve or deny the Natural Beauty Road designation for Warren Road between Nixon Road and Dixboro Road in Ann Arbor Township? Background is appearing on pages 45 through 56 of the packet. The motions, 1 to approve, 1 to deny, appear on pages 37 and 38 of our packet.
Madam Chair, whereas this board has received a petition from 25 or more property owners of the Township of Ann Arbor, Washtenaw County, Michigan, requesting for the Natural Beauty Road designation of Warren Road between Nixon Road and Dixboro Road, a distance of approximately 2.35 miles in sections 1 and 2 of Ann Arbor Township. Whereas a public hearing was held at the Washtenaw County Road Commission on August 16th, 2023 to determine the advisability of designating the above described local road as a natural beauty road pursuant to Act 451 of the Public Acts of 1994. And whereas it appears from said public hearing and review of premises that this road generally meets most of the criteria defining a natural beauty road and thus might be designated as a natural beauty road. Whereas the Washtenaw County Road Commission retains the right to maintain the road in a safe manner, which includes performing normal routine maintenance. Now therefore be it resolved by the Washtenaw County Board of County Road Commissioners that Warren Road, as above described, being under the jurisdiction of the Washtenaw County Road Commission as recorded in Washtenaw County records, is hereby designated as a natural beauty road in accordance with the provisions, rules, and regulations enacted by Act 451 of Public Acts of 1994. Be it further resolved that notice of the determination be given by the clerk to the proper authorities of Ann Arbor Township, the Register of Deeds, and the Michigan Department of Natural Resources.
Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you. Is there discussion? Does staff have anything they want to share with us in terms of reflections on public comment or?
I think staff is prepared to answer any, if there's any questions with respect to the information provided.
Okay. Anything? Gosh, Brent, anything you want to say? Oh, Adam is. What is Adam doing?
I'm staying out.
Oh, okay.
Brent Schlack, Assistant Director of Engineering. No, I believe everything was laid out within the packet. So if there is any questions regarding the act itself or the policy, which follows that Public Act 451, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Just sounds like it meets the criteria for a natural beauty road. Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Yeah. It sounds like it meets the criteria for a natural beauty road, correct?
We have 7 criteria that we've developed through policy through this board. And it meets all of those criteria except for one.
Okay.
And that one is on the vegetation. So whenever we measure the vegetation, I believe it's in your packet, I believe it was like 81% or just over 80% and 18% that develops. So that measurement is excluding any farmlands or driveways. So if we have a manicured front, even though it may look beautiful in some aspect, that's not natural vegetation. So that's where that doesn't count towards that vegetation requirement.
Now, one of the residents had mentioned that if there's a designation like that, that will control the speed limit on that road. Is that true or no?
This does not adjust the speed limit.
I
It
didn't think
remains
so.
subject to the basic speed law.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Anything else? All right, Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
And Commissioner Bart Fuller.
Yes. The Natural Beauty Road designation has been approved. Next are reports of the County Commission liaisons. We have Commissioner Sanders with us. Commissioner Sanders, do you have anything you'd like to share with us today?
Good afternoon. No, I guess I'm gonna share a little praise report. I had the opportunity to attend the Washtenaw County Farm Bureau annual meeting, and in order to do that, you have to take many a country road, and I found them to be quite lovely and well maintained. So, thank you to the Road Commission for maintaining those roads, especially for people that are not native to the area that hosted us last night. So that's pretty much it. The board does have a meeting tomorrow. First meeting is at 5:30. The second one starts at 7. We invite public comment either in person, by Zoom, or by email. So we encourage people to, as they have done at this meeting, come out and share their thoughts and concerns, and just look forward to seeing anyone who may want to come in and witness one of our meetings. It's good to see you all. Thank you for the opportunity to have a few words.
Thank you, Commissioner Sanders. Commissioner Light is not with us. Is that correct? Okay. We will move on to the report of the road commissioners in that case. Commissioner McCullum.
Yes, Madam Chair, on September 12th, I attended the ceremony and ribbon cutting for the grand opening of the Michigan Folk Schools Blackbird Lodge at Stabler Farm County Park. I also attended the Washtenaw County Parks and Recreation meeting that was held at the Stabler Farm County Park in the new Blackbird Lodge, which was very nice. My report from that meeting is the update on the border-to-border trails. Zeeb Road to Delhi Metro Park construction project should be beginning this month sometime. It began pending receipt of Amtrak's permit to enter the right-of-way. The construction team has been working behind the scenes to review and approve shop drawings for the new pedestrian bridge, retaining walls, and other items. The project has an anticipated completion date in this summer, and punch list items are nearly complete for the construction of the Dexter-Chelsea Trail segment, Wiley Road East 2,000 feet, Chelsea Connector segment from Veterans Park to Werkner Road is complete except for replacing a culvert, which is scheduled for 2023 by MDOT. Engineering and permitting are in various stages of progress for the following trail segments: Barton, Badmer, Tunnel and Trail, Delhi Metro Park to Wagner Road, Dexter, Chelsea, Wiley Road to Parker Road, and to Mill Creek Park and Dexter, M52 from North Territorial Road to Boyce Road, Hudson Mills Metro Park to Stinchfield Woods and Silver Lake State Park. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Did you submit that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because that's a lot of stuff to get straight,
I
right,
don't
Erin?
remember.
Beg you to look over closely when we have draft minutes come back next time, so we get it right. Commissioner Smers.
On September 6th, I attended chat with the commissioner. We had one participant. He had several questions, but almost all of them pertain to private roads.
Oh, okay.
That's all I have.
All right. Commissioner Green.
I have no report.
All right. I will report that on September 13th, I participated as the road commissioner in the weekly chat session. We had no visitors. That same day, I attended the quarterly meeting of the Southwest Washtenaw Council of Governments meeting at the Freedom Township Hall, lightly attended. And last night, I too, along with Commissioner Sanders, attended the 2023 annual meeting of the Washtenaw County Farm Bureau out at Albert Orchard and Cider Mill in Freedom Township. Had some nice discussions. The food was wonderful. I don't know who their caterer is, but if we're ever looking for one, they were great again. And just had a nice conversation with some residents. They had a couple of questions, nothing urgent. Lovely night, finished up there. And that concludes my report. We will move on to the managing director's report and staff reports. Any road commission updates? Cheryl?
Okay, I'll start by asking if there's any questions on the staff report.
Those reports start on page 57. I apologize. I forgot to mention that. That's okay. Through the end of the packet.
All right, just a couple of quick updates. Staff has been quite busy. We're preparing for open enrollment right now. So that's taken up quite a bit of time with our human resources and finance folks. So you'll see, well, staff will see information on that here shortly. As we presented this morning, also starting efforts with respect to the renew and restore on the county road and non-motorized millage. And then last but not least, I believe that you received a flyer for a presentation Linden Township is hosting on gravel road basics. That will be on the evening of September 27th. So if you are interested in attending, it could be quite interesting. Pete Tarola from Michigan Tech, the LTAP unit, is presenting on that, and he's quite the expert in that subject. And we think that there's something there for people, even if you are unfamiliar or very familiar with gravel roads. So if you have nothing else going on the evening of September 27th, we encourage you to attend.
Well, if there's no snow,
Well,
maybe we'll.
hopefully there is no snow. Good grief. I believe that Mr. Lake will be touching on our dry run here shortly, so I hope we don't have any snow.
Don't even start talking.
I know, sorry.
Not at all.
All right,
So unless you have questions for me, I will start to head it off.
okay.
All right. First up, we have Adam Leif, our Director of Operations.
Good afternoon, Adam Leif, Director of Operations. Yeah, goal would not to be talk about snow yet, but I'll kick it off real quick since we said the words dry run. End of this month, beginning of October, most of our crews will start picking 4, 5, 6 days to start prepping trucks and equipment for dry run. Then inevitably, then we have our inspections, our actual dry run inspection that we refer to every year. And then be prepared to give out our golden plow by the pancake breakfast. So that's about it on winter right now. Weather's good. We're digging holes in the ground still, so we're doing okay with that. Yeah. Along with the continued local road program work, the staff's also performing routine drainage, maintenance, and some forestry. So canopy clearing where necessary, some prep even for next year projects. Would like to highlight on today's update, the old US 12 culvert that you've all probably seen some emails about. Coordinating, Aaron Burkholtz helped quite a bit, work through with the railroad to had some detours on our detour route on some closures for a few weeks, kind of held us back a little bit. So that's what we started last week. Our staff, with a few little glitches we had to work through, and thankfully design and construction from our engineering team, they helped us out. Work through some to get some of the parts that didn't come on the first shipment and keep everything moving down the line. So we made it work yesterday afternoon, backfill and compaction. That was completed. Today they're just tidying up, and we've actually split the crew and kind of went to some other work. Tomorrow, well, actually, excuse me, it'll be Thursday. Paving is scheduled to take place. And then hopefully, weather permitting, everything works out schedule wise. Friday would be guardrail installation. And then final restoration prior to reopening the road.
So what's the estimated opening? Do you dare?
No, I wouldn't dare. If the world was perfect, it would be Friday afternoon, but that's not the case. You know, we're trying to keep a little reality in the schedule.
Mhm.
We'll have the road paved back Thursday unless we get rained out. So once the contractor completes that, we'll be in a good place that even if we had to open, they could line the road with barrels while we're waiting on the contractor to install the guardrail. So within a few days, we should be in a very good place to consider reopening.
And remind us where this culvert was?
So best way to describe it, if you're exiting I-94 and you go to the west.
On what exit?
Oh, at Old US 12, sorry. Old US 12, exit and head basically south and west, and I'd say 1.5 miles down the road just past the township hall. And that, just some background, it's a pretty good size culvert. It has about a 13-foot, 3-inch span. So that's the width essentially, and about 6.9, or excuse me, 6 feet 9 inches height. So good size structure that they built. And that's one of our aluminized box culverts that our crew actually erect on the site. And we lift it in with the excavator and set it in the hole. So quite a big dig. We had some big rented equipment that we used and to get that in the ground and get us back ready, hopefully for opening soon.
Great.
And then the material storage building, that construction obviously continues. Yesterday, they pulled off some forms for the first part of the building. So now we have walls at the front of the building that are curing right now. And now they're working on the corner walls at the back side of the building. So that'd be the south end of the building. They're actually hanging things with the crane right now, hanging the forms. And that process will take place over the next few weeks. They'll form up a little bit with the basically big steel plates to hold the concrete in one place, pour it, and then those will cure a little bit. They'll move the forms and they'll move back and forth across the front of the building to build up the walls for us. And that is the update for today, unless there are any questions.
No.
They're saying.
Notes here. It's like, so, and one of those. No.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Green.
May I ask a question about North Prospect Road?
Okay.
That's gonna be closed for almost a month.
I don't know.
Maybe with that one.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
That
it,
might
but I
be
cannot,
Manchester State.
yeah, the date, I cannot remember where the dates are. I can report back with that information, but yeah, it will go under closure. Our crew's already doing some preparatory work out there. And then the heavy equipment crew, so internal to the road commission, will go out and change a large culvert at Cherry Hill Road, so we're at the township hall there. They'll replace that culvert, and then while that's also going on, the engineering staff will have contractors in there and will be preparing to pave that road.
So what's the detour road? Any idea?
Detour goes to
I don't know how you get around Prospect Road.
Plymouth. I can look at the map.
Because it has.
I think Cheryl's probably looking at it
I'm
too.
trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, I can pull it up for you.
Just curious on that. I know that's gonna be somewhat
Yeah, it's,
hard to get around.
it's wide, but it's not too bad actually, detour, in respect to detours, it's pretty simplistic.
Ford to Ford,
There
to
you go.
Dixboro and
Yeah.
to Gettys.
What did you say?
Ford, meaning M153. to
Right.
Ford, which is our Ford,
Right.
to Plymouth Road, to Dixboro, to Gettys. So it's a long detour.
Mhm.
Oh, because the Dixboro will be the detour.
Basically,
Mhm.
Dixboro is the detour.
And
And
that's,
we do that, Commissioner Green, because when we close a paved primary road like that, we
Right.
keep traffic officially on a paved primary
I
road.
see.
So that's, like you said, there's not a lot of easy ways around. You can get around on gravel, but we won't send Prospect Road type traffic officially onto the gravel system. We know that some of the traffic will go there, but we don't officially tell them to go there.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I'll set if you are.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. All right, up next, we have Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance and IT.
Good afternoon, Board. Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance and IT. Another brief report, but I'm happy to report that 19 out of the 20 townships have paid their first township billing, which is awesome. I mean, this has been a very quick turnaround, and we've actually sent out 3 final bills, so that's great. Believe it or not, we're getting ready for the end of the third quarter reports. I mean, this year just seems to be flying by, so wish it would slow down, just seems to get faster every year, but
I hear that has to do with our age.
it might, yeah. And so with the end of the third quarter, then I'll start focusing on the budget. I've sent out an initial meeting request for the departments to start the discussion. We'll meet as a leadership team prior to that as well. But that'll definitely be a big focus in the coming month or two. As far as IT, apparently today is IT Professionals Day. Craig Timmer sent an email thanking or saying he appreciated Chris, Josh, and I. I'd like to say we planned the IT presentation this morning to coincide with that, but I really didn't know until Craig sent out that email. So
I bet Chris knew.
he might have, I don't know. He didn't share it with me. But you know, I would like to acknowledge Chris and Josh. They are both pros, and just their approach to their work and dedication, being proactive, and the kindness that they treat all of our employees has just been awesome. And I would like to acknowledge Chris's presentation this morning. I thought it was great. Appreciate the board. You had some great questions. So keep them coming if you have other questions beyond that, but it was a good dialogue. You know, it's always a concern when you have a presentation and there are no questions, either we've answered all of them or you don't know where to start. So, so we appreciate the dialogue, and, you know, I admit, made some comments about Chris, but, I also appreciate, I think since he came to the road commission, he really upped the awareness as far as security is concerned. We all knew that, you know, we need to keep all of our technology secure, but I think he really almost changed the culture in a way that, you know, security is very important. Don't click on something if you don't recognize it. I see a lot of help desk requests about, hey, is this spam or not? You know, can I open this? And it's so important. Not sure if all of you are aware, but around the first week of school for University of Michigan, they lost their internet, like the whole college did. And can you imagine, you know, the students, the staff, it was kind of, you never realize how reliant you are on technology until you don't have it. And boy, oh boy, there were some rough days, I think it was a couple of days. I've not actually heard if it was a cyber attack or what the cause was, but that there are some implications that maybe there are some things going on there. So, you know, again, Chris, with the focus on security, these are very valuable assets. We rely on them every day. So we want to keep them as safe as possible. And certainly he demonstrated that with you and continues to have that mindset for all of us. So definitely appreciate that. And that's my report.
Any questions for me? Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
And certainly wish Chris and Josh happy IT Professional Day. And last but not least, we have Matt McDonnell, our Director of Engineering.
You're not Director of Operations this afternoon?
Got me. Matt McDowell, Director of Engineering for a short time longer. I do want to acknowledge and congratulate Brent having been selected the next Director of Engineering, County Highway Engineer, beginning October 19th, coinciding with my transition as well. So that's great news. He's going to do a great job. I look forward to his leadership as director. We are also having posted the Assistant Director of Engineering as the dominoes continue to fall for staffing. So wait further announcements on that. For the report, I just wanted to make mention because it is a tremendous advantage for us as an agency to have our operations department do these culvert projects and have the expertise in-house to address large scale culvert replacements like Old US 12. It is a very costly venture if we had to go out and take bids for installation of a culvert of that size and magnitude. So it is a tremendous savings for our organization to be able to accomplish that in-house. And as they transition to another culvert replacement on Prospect Road. So really thank you, Adam and the crew, for all the willingness to take on those projects, because it is one that we certainly are very blessed to have that ability to accomplish the work. With that, we talked about Old US 12, Prospect Road. That is ultimately a resurfacing project. It's one of the millage projects, but as we were looking at all the assets along that roadway, we discovered a culvert that needed to be replaced. So that's really what is facilitating that. In order to replace that culvert, we got to close the road for a period of time. Once the culvert replacement gets accomplished, the resurfacing will be under flag control. So I just want to clarify that. Also getting started this week is March Road in Ypsilanti Township. That is a combination. It is a resurfacing project. A portion of the roadway will be crushed and shaped. A portion will be milled and overlaid depending on the condition The westerly limits of that project were really in rough shape, so we went with a pulverization. So our crews will be doing berming and brushing. Again, that cooperative effort where we're able to use our own forces to do a portion of the work and then hiring a contractor doing the lion's share of the pulverization, milling and resurfacing. So it's a great cooperative effort. Also getting started this week, as you know, we have great partners in our townships in the local road program in Ypsilanti Township. Another one where they came to the table with a lot of projects to accomplish this summer. So we're getting started in the Whispering Meadows subdivision off of Tuttle Hill Road south of Textile Road. That one is just a resurfacing of some local subdivision streets. So, but good work getting done there. With that, I really didn't have any further updates to provide unless you had questions.
Nothing?
Okay.
Joanne?
Very good.
No?
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Matt.
That's it.
Okay. All right. I want everyone to note that on October 3rd, we meet again here at 1 o'clock. There's no working session that day. Our chat session tomorrow is with Commissioner Green. And on September 27th, it's Commissioner Yamas. If there is no further business to come before this board, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Aaron, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green
Yes.
and Commissioner Bert Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.